From the Scottish Sun, InfoWars. Cops won't release migrant hotel crime stats amid fears it may increase community tension. Haha, I love that one. It may increase community tension. What may increase community tension? May. Do you seriously expect me to believe that telling a load of pissed up Scotsmen that almost all of the surprise sex enthusiasts barnstorming through their town centres are all from distant lands only may piss them off? They're Scottish. They don't like Geordies, Mackhams, Scousers, or each other. What do you think they're going to make of Somalian pirates? Okay, marvellous story. Obviously, we don't need to see the stats, do we? We don't need the stats. I'm not just making this up. I'm not pulling numbers out my arse. We know that the crime statistics are shocking because, well, 3 reasons. First of all of the people coming over are young, angry, hairy-ass men who, if you didn't know, do almost all of the crime anywhere, right? Google it. Doesn't matter whether you're talking about Dundee, Dover, or Djibouti. Most of the crime, especially the violent crime, is done by men between the age of about 18 to 40. So we know the numbers. I don't need to see them. Secondly, the government never sits on good news. So if none of them had committed any crimes, they'd be blasting it loudly from the rooftops. It'd be on every single newspaper, front page, and they'd be blaring it on the TV and the radio. So there's that. And third of all, well, I can give you a few straws in the wind just from the last week, can't I? We had well, I'll show you. We had a man in court charged with 2 attempted murders in Edinburgh. You remember that one, don't you? Needless to say, Mustafa Kokonehe, who was arrested and charged in connection with the incident, is unlikely to look like Robbie Coltrane, is he? Think about it. You do remember this story, don't you? I covered it earlier in the week, where Sky News strangely covered it at great length, but refused to show us any pictures of the hairy-ass 45-year-old man who was claiming to be 20. Yeah, you didn't see a single photo of him in their story. You just saw police, 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 and a police building. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, and some more police at the bottom. A figure appeared at the window a number of times as the crowd shouted below. But Sky News didn't want to show you his picture. No, they'll just give you 40 pictures of coppers. Cheers, lads. And Groch summed it up quite neatly as well. The force denied a Freedom of Information request from the Scottish Daily Express for grouped crime totals at 5 hotels. This includes the Moothu Glasgow River in Erskine and the Gladden in Falkirk. They cited heightened community tensions around asylum housing. Yeah, 'cause funny old thing, when hairy-ass foreign men finger people's kids, they get a little bit pissed off about it. Yeah, how dare they? Past incidents, like a full cake diddling by a former Cladden resident, Sadek Nikzad, and charges against others fueled 2025 protests and arrests at the site. Critics like Scottish Conservative Liam Kerr called it secrecy, while others drew parallels to older cover-ups. You didn't forget about Sadiq Nikzad, did you? Who savagely attacked a 15-year-old girl in Falkirk. Nah, you wouldn't have forgot about that, would you? You pay attention to the world. Sadek Nikzad was found guilty following a trial at the High Court in Edinburgh. The 29-year-old targeted the girl after spotting her walking down a town centre street on the 16th of October. After attempting to strike up a conversation, he thought, I'm not getting anywhere with this. So he dragged her into a courtyard and donkeyed one into her anyway. He was given a 12-year extended sentence with 9 years in custody. Okay, so a 12-year extended sentence sounds like a long time, but he'll be out in about 4. Nice one. His name has been added to the offenders register indefinitely, but he can still get a job as a lollipop man outside a primary school. Or perhaps working in a care home where a number of pensioners will shortly afterwards complain of a very sore fanny. Back to the Sun though, let's see what they've managed to dig up, shall we? Police Scotland chiefs fear the release of crime stats from asylum seeker hotels as they may increase community tension. They will definitely increase community tension. There's plenty of Scotsmen in the Royal Marines. I've never known a more chewy people. They like bother even more than Geordies do. And a Geordie punched a police horse in the face. Think of that. He'd had enough of punching coppers, so he chinned a horse. This is who you're dealing with. You think people in the north of the country are going to be chill about foreign diddlers moving to the country, eating off their pennies and pounds because you lot pay for all their meals? 3 squares a day in an asylum hotel, and all the dockers and the plumbers and the bricklayers in Glasgow are paying for them all. You think those people aren't going to get chewy when they find out that a significant number of the people there giving full room and board like to rodge the local kids? Christ almighty, this is understatement of the year, isn't it? The National Force said it had disclosed data for such premises in the past, but sharing it now could lead to an increased likelihood of harm. Not as much harm as a 10-year-old boy with an arse like the top end of a welly, because he walked past a hotel packed to the rafters with swarthy foreign fellas who loved a bit of backyard bazzy when they were back in the motherland and like to continue the tradition in Falkirk. Jesus! On the plus side, at least in Scotland they're allowed to fly their own flag. Try and whip one of them out in London and the bobbies will shoot you with a rubber bullet and then give you a good shoeing in the back of a meat wagon. The shocking admission follows rocketing numbers of asylum seekers being housed in hotels across Scotland and the angry protests against them. Well, join the club, boys. The English have been moaning about it for 30 years, so I suppose it's only fair that you get a few, isn't it? As of December 2025, approximately 6,688 people were receiving Home Office asylum support north of the border. Crikey, so they've been getting off lightly, haven't they? 7,000? There's probably about 7 million in England. You love what the Lib Dem Justice spokesman said, though. Liam MacArthur, MSP, said, "This is undoubtedly a complicated situation for the police to navigate, especially if they believe that this could impact an ongoing case. In general, I take the view that when it comes to information held by public bodies, it's better to allow sunlight in and let the public judge for themselves. However, given the risks that the police identify, I think in this case, it's likely the Information Commissioner will need to judge whether the relevant legislation is being applied appropriately." Yeah, that is Lib Dem newspeak for the people doing all the diddling have got a little bit of a tan, so probably best we don't tell anyone. Yeah, as I've said, if they were all pasty gingers from Aberdeen, they'd be more than happy to share the numbers with you. But 2-tier Britain, they get treated differently. Special case if you're from abroad. I wonder why. Anyway, I suppose that's all we need to talk about. You all know the numbers. You've all got eyes and ears. You've seen what's gone on. You've seen the little girls with axes and the 40-year-old men pretending to be 20 locked up in the tower blocks, and you've seen the media covering for them, and you've seen the chaos that these people are bringing in. That's why everybody's a single issue voter now, because there is only one issue assailing the United Kingdom. Yeah, dinghy dodgers and mass migration. Fix that and you fix everything else. Everything. Think about it. Throw 5 million illegals out of the UK and everybody who came over on the Boris wave, throw 5 million people out. And all of a sudden, loads of council houses, loads of hospital beds, not as much congestion on the roads, sewage system, infrastructure, electricity, everything can breathe a sigh of relief, get a little bit of breathing room. It's the root cause of all of our problems. You know it, I know it. And before I go, let's finish on a high note for my old pal Derek Domino, shall we? Because I have to cover this one. Paul Trevard covered this on X. He said, "This is an absolute national disgrace. Mothers of Ireland, this is what Dublin Zoo thinks of you." Are you ready? Are you ready? Because this is a beauty, this. I was pissing myself laughing when I saw this. Get ready. This is what they went for at Dublin Zoo promoting Mother's Day. Are you ready? St. Patrick and Mother's Day. Find out more. Mums go free. Dublin Zoo's shining a spotlight on mammies everywhere. Listen, I don't want to have to state the obvious, but just a clue for you, lads. If mammy has got a hairier arse than 80% of the inhabitants of the gorilla enclosure, maybe she's not a mammy. Maybe she isn't. To say nothing of forearms like Popeye. And apparently looks like she's trying to smuggle a penguin out, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that's me for the day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do a live stream, so I'll see you in about an hour, probably less, because I've got to edit this. See you in a bit. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're from Glasgow and you've never seen a brown person, well, you probably can't operate keyboard, can you? Because you haven't got any eyeballs. All right, see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Toodle pip. Cheers.